Welcome back to another episode of Budget Rebuilds. We got our buddy Ben's bike on here. We've had the paint stuff sitting there for like 2 weeks, so it's time to try to knock it out. We went ahead and got on the lift. I'm going to start at the back end of this, and before we do anything to the painted stuff, I'm going to go ahead and get some painter's tape on it so that we don't scratch anything, put it together, because it is really nice paint. But we'll go ahead and get started doing that first, and then make our way to the front. Alright, we've got our rear fender mount bolted on there. Got it all taped up, ready to set it on. Alright, we got one of the bolts started on here. I got it set on. I'm going to go ahead and start the rest of the bolts and the bolts that hold the saddlebag supports to the fender bracket back here. And I'll wait till I have everything started before I tighten anything up. And we got some bolts that go through the, I don't even know what this thing's called, brackets. License plate delete bracket, that's what it's called. I guess we can go ahead and snug everything up and get the tape off. I'll go ahead and run all these bolts in now that we got them started. Now that we got the tape off the fender, we can go ahead and start working on the taillights. I'm going to wait to the very end to put the saddlebags on and everything because it won't fit through the door anyway. And usually we do the overlays on some of our other bikes. This one's a fender replacement. It's pretty cool because he can keep his quick disconnects for like a tour pack or a passenger seat backrest too. So this is if you're a new subscriber and you haven't seen this. This is how we usually do our taillights on these the custom baggers. They're called made by a company called Custom Dynamics, and they're called plasma rods. But basically, they just double-sided tape mount to right there, and we use this Badlands control module so they can be run, stop, and turn signals too. It's all controlled by this box. The box is like $80. We'll put a link down there in the bottom. But I guess it had some kind of aftermarket taillights on this originally, so they've got some kind of, I don't know, module mounted into it. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up and do away with that harness because it's all aftermarket. We'll just cut that off and wire in our new module. And this is pretty easy. As far as your inputs go, all you're going to do is match the wire color from this to the outputs on the bike. They just ended up being the same way. And your inputs are listed in the diagram that go for the taillights. The instructions say to run the orange wire straight to the battery, and it has a fuse and everything on it. But if you tap right into the orange wire on the bike, it's the same thing. And once again, it says to use the black wire and go all the way to the battery. I just tap into the ground wire on the factory harness. and it always works out. Pull this through here, give us a little bit more room to work with, and the box will be able to live in here behind the side cover, so we don't have to try to tuck it in up here or anything else. Get a razor and cut back some of this insulation. The easiest way. And we'll go ahead and get these stripped down. I think these are all just separate grounds too. We'll just use one of them. We'll just go ahead and get our corresponding wires hooked up, and then we'll start installing our plasma rods. These will be our outputs for the turn signals. And we'll go ahead and get those installed. Only thing I'm not really sure about is usually we do the fender overlay like I said, so I hide my wires up underneath here and just zip tie them along the frame so you don't see it, but with this and all this stuff will be exposed. So I'm not really sure what we'll do. We may have to put the chrome covers back over this if they'll fit. I don't know if they'll fit with that. I don't know. Either way, we'll go and get the wires run and make sure they work. Alright, these things come with a primer for the adhesive. Just crush it. Let that dry for like 5 minutes. We'll come back and clean all this up, put zip ties on it and stuff too. We just want to make sure it's working first. So our left turn signal input is the gray wire. And these plasma rods come with these little posi lock things. You stick your small wire in there and thread it in, and then your big wire goes in there. Yeah, so big wire in that side, small wire in that side. You can just stick it in there and then snug it down. So that means yellow is going to be our input for the right side. And then for ground, I just want to make sure this is a ground before I go, before I connect it to that. It's black, but I don't know if it all goes to ground actually or not. So on the ground side, what we'll do is put both of our grounds from both sides, turn signals, into one posi lock, and then the other ground into this dude right here. You think they're gonna work first try? Do y'all think they're gonna work first try? Alright, here we go. Oh. Dang it, man. That sucks.
Epic fail.
That is an epic fail.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh wait,
What?
they just went on. They're on.
Oh, this switch is bad. See? It just needs to be cleaned.
Okay. Yeah, they're on.
See if we get a brake light. Right turn signal.
No.
Left turn signal.
Mhm.
Ha ha! Yahtzee. Okay, we went ahead and got the fender mounted on there. I'm going to go ahead and get the seat mounted on so that way then we can put our tank shrouds on. To get the seat on this one, because it's this aftermarket fender, I don't know if y'all seen the first video of this or not, but it won't hold the clip, the factory clip in there, so we're just putting a whole bolt and a nut in there with washers. But to get to it, I got to take off the shock so the wheel can hang down. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this bolt tightened up. Seat is installed. Now we can go ahead and get our tank prepped for the shrouds. Now I just got some 180 grit, what's a sanding block. I'm just going to scuff it up enough where the urethane, I usually use windshield urethane, that's what I've had the best luck with. But that way then it gives the urethane something to grab onto to hold the shrouds on there good. And I just have some acetone here. Gonna wipe it down, get all the dust and any grease and stuff that's on there that's gonna keep it from sticking. Now I've done the same thing on the inside of this too, just scuffed it up and went over it with acetone. Give it one more trial fit. Actually, I'm gonna put the side cover on real quick too. Well, y'all, I've run out of time this week. In the next episode, come back, we'll go ahead and get these things glued on, get the other side glued on, get our wires ran back through for our fuel level sensor, and get the grips and everything put together in the front fender. Hopefully take this thing for a maiden voyage and see how it goes. But please continue to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the support. Catch us in the next video. Thank you very much.